Hi guys, this is Dr. Phil Cordova. Today we're going to talk about the proper application of the ice pack. So you have received an ice pack, much like this, when you came into the office because we're strong believers in using ice to reduce inflammation and even better to avoid heat altogether, at least in these early stages of having any type of neck pain or spinal problems. So what happens is you have inflammation and the heat does feel good while it's on, but it's a trick. So what happens is there's a lot of circulation in there, your muscles will relax with heat. However, dealing with your spine, we're very often dealing with the discs, which is like a jelly inside your spine, and it will expand with heat. And so the heat feels good while it's on, but when you take it off, everything's still swollen, everything's still inflamed, and you continue to have pain. Almost in every case where somebody has come into our office after dealing with weeks and weeks of pain that only has gotten worse and worse, they've been sleeping with a heating pad, they've been using nothing but heat over and over and over again, including things like Icy Hot or other creams that only increase the temperature of your muscles. So let's forget all that. We're going to use ice. So you were provided with this little ice pack. It's small, I understand. It's just meant to kind of get you started and get you going. You can use this ice pack, stick it in the freezer for 30 minutes to an hour, however long it takes for it to get cold enough, and then you're going to apply it onto the area of pain. Now, if you come in with neck pain and after you get adjusted you notice soreness in other spots, by all means use this anywhere that you have soreness. You don't want to, however, put this directly on your skin. So grab a thin towel. You can use a t-shirt, just grab that towel. You don't want to double it up, you don't want to get too thick with it, but you don't want to apply this directly on your skin because I have seen people start to almost develop frostbite by icing over and over again repeatedly. So you put this on, you put the towel on your skin, put the ice pack on top. You're going to lay that on there for about 15 minutes. Areas like your neck, you only really want to go about 10 minutes. Down into your lower back, you can go about 20 minutes. So where there's a little bit more meat, a little bit more muscle, it's okay to go a little bit longer. So in our office, we have a couple of different sizes. So this is a half size. So if you compare that to the one that you received, I mean, this is a much bigger ice pack to go along with that. The cool thing about these is they do not get hard when they're frozen. Most people, this is the most popular size. These are $20 and you just stick that on your neck, stick that on your area of pain. If you want something bigger, this is the full size option. You can see it's not really a neck area, but if you're really having a lot of back pain, mid-back pain, this covers a lot of surface area. It can be very helpful, and these are a $30 item in our office. The last thing is a neck roll, and these things are great. So you stick this in the freezer. It's also got gel inside. It doesn't get hard, and when you're just laying on your back and resting your neck, feels great. Also helps your neck stay in that right curve. This is a good option for your neck, but isn't necessarily going to help with a lot of different areas. So ice is important. The two tips that you need to remember for sure is don't place the ice packs directly on your skin, and give your skin and your muscles a little bit of a break after you've applied the ice. So you're going to do 10 to 15 minutes as you go down, a little bit longer down here, but don't do another ice pack until you've rested at least the rest of that hour. You need to give that skin and your muscles a little bit of a break before you apply another ice pack. Some home options for you if you just don't want to spend the money on an ice pack. A lot of people will use a bag of frozen peas. You of course can just use regular ice. If you do decide to use peas, just don't eat the peas after you do that. All right, that's how to use an ice pack, and we'll see you around the office.